What's going on, Talkadot family? Arel Moodie here. I got some exciting news for y'all. Y'all gonna be the first people to hear about some exciting news. I got some exciting news. So I'm gonna share the news. But before I share the exciting news, for those of you who are watching this recording or this is your first time on an AMA, this isn't Ask Me Anything. This is where you can literally ask me anything about how do you use Talkadot, how do you do X, how do you do Y, this thing happened, it's not working well, or I got this question, I got this thing coming up. Any question whatsoever that you have, that is why we have these. We never want you to be more than a few days away from being able to get help and support that you need. If you ever need immediate help on anything, please send an email to hello@talkadot.com. Post in our Facebook group. You'll get immediate response, or as close to as immediate as we can get. But that is what this is set up for. So we have no content. We have no specific, here's what we're going to teach. This is all about our live attendees, you watching me right now, asking questions and getting them answered. So the way that we do this to organize it as best way we can is that under your reactions function, there's a raise hand feature, which you can see that I just raised my hand right there. Please go ahead and raise your hand, and then we will go down the order of how people raise their hand. I'm gonna try to do something. I don't know if this is gonna work. If you're not looking at my video, watch my video, because I found out that I could do this. I'm gonna see if this works. Here we go. Like that?
Yes.
Like that?
It works.
Yep.
Like with just
Yeah.
a little zoom feature.
Yep.
I'm frozen now.
I thought it was only FaceTime, with the iPhone. Wait a second.
No, I don't know.
Are you using your phone when you do
No,
that?
that's a Zoom thing. I don't even know why Zoom does it.
Yeah.
Can y'all do it on yours?
Yeah.
Facebook, FaceTime, we do it on FaceTime, but not on Zoom. It doesn't.
Yeah, I think you only need to put one thumb up.
Is it one?
Yeah, one
Well,
is, yeah, but
If you put one, it gives a thumbs up. If you put two, it does fireworks. If you make a heart, it'll do a heart. See,
Oh, snap. Oh, I didn't even know about that. But why does my camera keep freezing? Why I got the bootleg version
I
of
don't
the
know why it's
camera?
not doing mine.
I think
Maybe we
that's
need
a
to-
Mac. I think that's a Mac feature. So
Oh, there it is, because
on
you
the
got a Mac.
laptop
That's it.
or-
That
It's
tells
a
you
Mac.
everything you need to know.
Okay.
Well, I do have a Mac. Okay, I don't get it.
You got to update your Zoom, I bet. All right, that's not what I wanted to share with y'all. That just happened. I literally, during a meeting the other day, did 2 thumbs up, and then that thing blew up, and I was like, I got to do that the next time I have a group meet. I don't know how I could use that, but anyway. Do me a favor, raise your hand if you, let me go into gallery view because this is going to be applicable. Raise your hand if you are currently an NSA member. If you are in NSA. Okay.
I am an NSA chapter, Oregon, but not yet international.
Okay. Well,
I will.
I don't know about those details. Can you just be a member of the chapter but not the?
Yes. Yeah. Well, not anymore for this year. It's so I have to, yeah.
All right. I'm not
Sorry.
going into those details. Okay. I don't know about all that. You may want to consider, because here's what we're going to be doing. We just signed an official partnership with NSA, which we're really excited about. So Talkadot is now an official partner with NSA. And to kick off our partnership, we are going to be giving away an all expense paid vacation to one lucky NSA member. We are going to give you a 3-day stay in a beautiful property of your choice in Ventura County. If you are unfamiliar with Ventura County in California, it is the Central Coast. It is literally 70 degrees all year round. It is beautiful. It is perfect. We also, I got this thumbs up, got me frozen now. I got to stop talking with my thumbs. I don't know why my camera freezes, and then I got to change my camera. So in addition to that, so we're giving you a 3-night stay, all expenses paid. So we're giving you $500 for you to eat, go out, have fun, do whatever you want to do with it. And we have this incredible boat tour that we have set up for you as well. And for anyone who is a Talkadot paid user, we'll also include airfare. So it's like a really, really exciting thing. So this is just for NSA members who are also Talkadot members. So all of you are already are going to be entered into a chance to win. And the more people that enter into a chance to win, the better. So it's going to be super, super exciting. No one knows about all these details yet. You were the first people to hear about it, but I just want to make sure, is this exciting? In my mind, this is exciting. Like, somebody at NSA is going to get it all, like, you travel for work, you're going to be able to travel on us. And my wife was like, nobody gets excited about sweepstakes because they don't think they're going to win. And I was like, yeah, but like someone in NSA is going to get this. Like, it's a whole thing. And my wife was like, "Good luck, buddy, Buttercup." And I was like, "All right, I don't know. I'll ask y'all. Is that exciting? Is this cool?" Is y'all like, "Yay,
Nope.
thank you, guys." Okay, John
Nope, nope.
appreciates it. Okay. All right. So anyway, for all of you who are a member of NSA, look out. We're going to be doing some messaging. Like, it's going to be a couple weeks before we do the official announcements, but I'm pretty excited about that. I think it's going to be really, really cool, and hopefully do more fun and cool stuff. So with that said, announcement made. Let's jump in. Brooklyn.
What's up? Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Fantastic. I got a testimonial and then I got a question.
Please.
All right, check it out. So per usual, so I had a keynote last week out in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Woo.
And it was, oh, okay, all right, cool. First freaking snow of the season, and I am between them and safety. So they started me late actually, so I didn't get a chance to put up my code, right? And I was like, oh man, but I need it. Like, now I need this thing. And so I was going to the airport, and I was a little sad because I figured your man Mike was going to reach out to me and go, "Hey, what happened?" Well, I get to the airport, he's like, "Congratulations." I'm like, how do people give feedback? What had happened was I forgot. First of all, it was in the PowerPoint and in the handouts, which people got because it was a virtual plus live audience. So the people virtually had the PowerPoint and the handouts that had the QR code in it. And people gave feedback. And so I did not miss out and got 100%. I'm like, let's go. Last time I got like 99. I'm like, that one person, let's bring them on board. And so it was fantastic. And so the message to y'all is just put it in your materials, which then got me thinking, hey, Talkadot, how do I use this code for everything? Because I want everybody to give me feedback all the time. And so, so that was my question. Is there a way to get feedback just as your business, put it on your website, whatever. It'd be interesting to see how.
So feedback, when you say feedback for your business, or you mean like overall feedback, like how's my website? Is it usable kind of feedback? Or
No, actually, no, I'm more just obviously for my speaking, right? So whether that somebody saw me somewhere and all of a sudden they ran through my website and go, oh shoot, I want to say something. I don't know. It feels like there could be other opportunities to get feedback, not just from a presentation per se, but if they attended, saw a video or something. I'm not sure how to. I probably can create it actually in Talkadot, but it's not date specific.
So yeah, are you familiar with the lock a code function? Are you familiar with that? Okay, so here's what I would recommend doing. So Talkadot natively is built for you to use it at the end of your presentations. That's kind of like the primary use case. But there's a secondary use case that I'm going to show you, which I think will be helpful. Let me share my screen here. Can you see my slides?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, great. So you'll notice that there's this lock code function right here on some of these. Now, the way the lock code function works is, well, first let me remind you of how a normal code works. So a normal code works that, man, the thumbs up thing is now turning into a problem because I realized how much I speak with my thumbs, but then it freezes my camera, and then I got to toggle between cameras. All right, I'm going to try not to speak with my thumbs here. I'm just going to talk like this. Okay.
You can turn it off too.
How? I don't even know.
Click on reactions.
Yeah.
And it says recognize hand gestures. Uncheck that.
Oh, hold on. Recognize hand gestures. Hold on. It just popped up a survey to ask me if I'm satisfied with Zoom. Hold on, that's not what I wanted. Golly, recognize. All right, unchecked it. Thank you. This should make my life easier. Okay, so the way a normal code works, if you don't lock it, which if you've never locked it before, it's just what all of your codes are. It takes all of your feedback in a 20-minute chunk and clumps them together. So if someone answers outside of that 20-minute chunk, that's how you get a stray answer that needs to be merged, right? Because typically you'll get most of your feedback within that 20 minutes after your talk. However, if you're doing anything asynchronously, like a virtual talk that's recorded, or in your case, I want to put something on my website for people to say, hey, did you attend one of Brooklyn's? Let us know what you thought. What you want to do is create a slide and create a code that is only for that purpose. You're not going to reuse this at another presentation. You're not going to double up. Like a normal use case, you can use one code like 3 times, 4 times, 1,000,000 times in a year, and we'll separate it. So in this case, the word sell. So you create that code, and then you go to edit event, and then you go to the advanced settings right here, and you click this drop down arrow on advanced settings. And then you want to choose whatever that code is. So maybe the code's Brooklyn, or maybe the code's feedback, or whatever it is, that's your generic one. And then in this case, it's cell. So you choose cell, and then you click save changes. And now anytime anyone uses this code for feedback, all of that data will only go into this one report right here. So you could throw up that type of slide, that QR code, that link. And for those of you who are unaware, let's say she wanted the code, where is it, cell or pet right here. I can click on this link and put copy code link right here. And then if I copy that code link, just open up a new incognito browser. Incognito. Come on, incognito browser, make my life easy. There we go. And I throw in that code. That link will have whatever is your code embedded in it. So if you're using the code like cell, for example, I would recommend hitting copy code link there, embedding that into your website, choosing the slide, embedding that into your website. And then anytime someone chooses the code cell or pet or whatever it is, all of that feedback will go there. So you can catch a lot of those asynchronous, like people who visit you a month later, 2 months later, but it only goes into one report.
That's dope. I love it. That's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you.
You're welcome. Continue to spread your chief of happiness to so many people.
Arel, and then those numbers of the new people that go in there, they just add, so the numbers keep growing.
That's correct.
Yeah,
that's right. So the numbers will just keep going up and up and up. They won't go down. Yeah, they won't go down. Yeah. So if you have like 30 people today, you can come back and take a look at it. You might have 35, 36, 40, a million. Yeah, that's exactly right.
And why might someone might want to do that? Use the same code for.
So I do a virtual presentation, and it's recorded and it's put up on a website. Someone might watch my recording today. They might watch it a month from now. They might watch it 2 months from now. I don't want feedback to randomly just jump into my thing and I'm not going to know where it's from. So if you're doing anything that's recorded or where people will give you feedback over long periods of time, that's when you want to lock a code.
Yeah, and this is actually excellent for exactly that, for courses, because you can add that to testimonials, and then if you people who are going to buy your course or whatever it is, those testimonials will be phenomenal for that.
100%. So you put at the end of a module, hey, tell us what you thought about this module. You can get the feedback for it, and then 100% a perfect example. Yeah, you can also use that for podcasts. So if you're on a podcast and you say, hey, there's going to be a link in the description to give me feedback on what you thought about this episode, you can do that. If you're doing like a Facebook Live, a LinkedIn Live, and you want to get feedback, or you want testimonials on what people are saying about that, that's when you would lock a code. But I just want to reiterate, you don't want to reuse a locked code, because you'll get data, unless you don't mind that data all going into one report. Like I go on podcasts to talk about Talkadot. I use one code whenever I go on any podcast. I don't create a new podcast because I just want to see what people are saying about it. So it doesn't matter if it's all condensed for me. So that's an example. Mm-hmm. Mr. King. If you're talking, I can't hear you.
I'm in the lobby of a hotel. There's music in the background. Didn't want to disturb everybody.
Oh, there we go. We can't even hear it, just so you know.
Oh, good. Okay. Did one today, and they had me send a PDF of the slides ahead of time for everybody if they want it. Mm-hmm. It has my Talkadot QR code in there with the word talk for the promo code. Yep. So what I'd like to do is, I guess, lock it so that if anybody, goes to the PDF and clicks on the, hits the code, mm-hmm. that it goes to that event. But I went to advanced and it didn't give me a choice of using TALK.
Yes. So that's actually a really interesting use case. So the talk code is the generic code that's pre-built into the system for someone who's just jumping in and they want to use it and they don't want to give anything away. I don't think you can lock that one because that's like your generic catch-all code. Let me make a note. It's a really unique case that this is the first time that's even come up, and I haven't even thought about that. So if someone lock their
talk? I locked it, but it locked on a previous code that I used, 988.
Yeah.
So I'd like to unlock it and I guess go back to generic.
Yeah, this is a great question. No one has ever asked us about locking and the talk. Let me just check something real quick. And I may not be able to answer that for you right now. And I have to go to my engineers and bring this up. Yeah, you cannot do that right now. So for now, that data is going to come in. And what we can do is if you want to create a new code, right, that you do want to lock for the future. So maybe you want it to be like, whatever, king, right? I'm just making up something. And that's the one that you want to have locked. What we'll do is merge all of your data and then into that one and then lock that one so that anything that comes in will then feed into there. I'm pretty sure we can do that for you, but let me look into that and I will make a concerted effort to get back to you as soon as I possibly can so that
how do I unlock it, Arel?
So the way that you unlock it is you just...
Sorry to be high maintenance.
No, these are all good. These are all good. Let me just share my screen. Okay, so you see where it says advanced settings?
Yeah, so I go to edit event, I go to advanced settings.
Yep, and then you just click clear code. And then do you want to clear the lock code? Yes, you confirm. And then it'll clear it out.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's still locked.
Hold on, let me see. Let me go here, edit event. Ooh, this is good. I might be learning stuff. Clear code, confirm, save changes. It should remove the lock there. Can you share your screen so I can see?
Yeah.
Let me give you permission to share. Okay, you have permission granted. Let me take a look. Okay, click on the three dots and that's actions. Then go to edit event. Scroll down to advanced settings. Scroll down. Click clear code. Hit confirm. Then hit save changes.
Maybe that's what I missed. You know what I missed? Save changes.
Save changes. Yeah, there you go. Now you're good to go.
Okay, so now what happens there, Arel, when somebody goes to the PDF that I gave them to put in the conference materials and they come across my QR code?
For a talk?
Yeah.
So they'll give you feedback, but the system won't give them anything. It won't give them like a PDF. It's just when you use the code talk, that's just to get feedback and not to give away anything to your audience. It's really we only recommend using talk if you're like brand new and you're just using it, or you're in a pinch and you just need to throw something in.
So anybody who went there today, I lied to them and told them they would be getting the download of my audiobook.
The download of your audiobook has to be connected to a code.
Right, talk is what I used because it defaulted to talk.
Share your screen again. Let me take a look at something for you.
Yeah, because I tried to make it 988 and the code came up talk and I thought, oh, okay, well, fine.
Hold on. So right there on the left, scroll up a little bit. You see where it says add another Talkadot code on the kind of right above where it says your speaking engagements? There's a right there. Yeah. So do you see there above there it says 988 suicide prevention video?
Yeah.
So that is if you click on those three dots next to that and then go to edit code, if someone puts in the code 988, it should send them to that video that's in section 3 right there. Is that where you want people to go?
Yes.
So then if someone puts in the code 988, that's how they get access to that video. So you have to tell our system, when I put in this code, give away this thing. The talk code is just it doesn't give away anything. If you go to the talk code, you get X out of that and click on the three dots next to talk. It just lets you download the slide. It doesn't let you do anything to the code. So right now, what I would do is if you told everyone, hey, give me feedback and you're going to get access to this thing, here's what I would recommend doing. In your My Lead section in the upper right-hand corner, everyone who gives you their email address, who uses the code TALK in the email opt-in. Do you see the third one over that says email opt-ins 21?
Here.
So it says, yeah, right there. So what I would do for this case is everyone who gives you their email, just shoot them an email with that YouTube link and say, hey, thank you so much for attending my session. I wanted to make sure you had access to my audiobook. Here it is. And then in the future, use the 988 code, not the talk code.
Okay, I will reach out to everybody today and go, hey, I pulled a boner.
No, I mean, you could because you're funnier than me, but I would be like, hey, I just wanted to make sure you got your hands on the audiobook. Here is the link just in case you didn't get it. And then people go, oh, thank you. I didn't get it. I appreciate that. That's how I'd handle it. But you're also funnier than me. So you do what you think is right.
Well, and you know what? The upside of this is that it'll give me a reason to reach out to everybody who, gave me an email address. Hey.
Correct.
And by the way, I got to tell you a testimonial. I'm standing there and everybody wants a card. And I'm thinking I should be collecting cards. And I thought, no, I don't have to collect business cards. Talkadot collected email addresses for me.
That's right.
So thanks.
You're welcome. All right. Sorry for that confusion, but hopefully we got you covered, Frank. Hopefully.
Yeah, and I'm sure, I can't be the only one who ever,
No, these things help us also figure out how to make sure these problems don't happen in the future for other people. So all these different kinds of use cases, though they suck when they happen, and they do suck, it helps inform us on how to build something, to build maybe rails or guidelines around making sure people are good. So we hope to help support you moving forward, Frank.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you, brother. Steve, what's up, brother?
All right.
Hey,
So
well, just so you know, we lose your audio. At least I am sometimes for 30 seconds at a time. Has anybody else experienced that?
Are you losing my audio? Oh, no one is losing their audio.
Maybe it's me.
I have Bluetooth headphones, and when they get down to like 2 bars, I notice they jump in and out in its ability to transfer audio. So I don't know what battery length your Bluetooth are on, but no one else seems to be having that challenge, unfortunately, Thomas. Steve, what's up, brother?
Yeah, so this is I'm the guy who said Arel rhymes with Adele last week. Anyway,
thank you.
So you're welcome. A variation on the question I asked was, it turns out I'm co-presenting with a guy in December, and he would like feedback, not just for me, but for him as well. What would be the best way to use Talkadot to provide that? And particularly, I mean, the feedback's great. I'm really more interested in the leads. So is there a way to make that happen, or is it pretty much you got to pick one or the other?
Yeah. So right now, the primary use case for Talkadot is single presenters. Remind me, because I'm jumbling my memories here. Did I tell you about the way to hack it to get feedback for both of you by changing your first name?
You told me, as I originally asked, was simply, hey, David's my co-presenter. Hey, he's awesome. He's already got it all down. I would love some input, kind of thing.
But he wants feedback for himself too.
But if he would, how would you kind of?
Yeah. So here's what you currently do. So for anyone watching, I'm going to share with you how to currently hack our system if you have a co-presenter. Okay. Until we figure out how to solve this more like ongoing. So what you want to do is click and go to settings. And you see where it says first name.
Yeah.
Change that to Arel and Steve.
Oh.
Okay. Then hit save, very important. And then on edit, you could just like put, I don't think it'll let me. Yeah. You could just save with no last name. Right.
Okay.
And then what you would do is, Steve, look, can you look at the camera for me?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right, I just took a screenshot of me next to you. So then I'm gonna go to my image. I'm gonna go to my desktop.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna, I can't do this because we're too far away. But what you want to do is find an image or go to Canva where it's like, this is my face here and this is like your face there. So I'm just gonna like put it like this.
Yeah, like we're like at a party or something. Just, hey, how you doing? Or do a
Yeah,
selfie.
like either take 2 headshots and put them together, or a picture of you both together like this. And then this is what it currently looks like. And then when I refresh it, you'll see it says, yeah, that's what I thought.
Pretend the name's off.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you might put like a smiley face. I think it pulls in whatever is there. So like Arel and Steve there.
Okay.
And then now it's feedback for Arel and Steve, and then there would be like a dual photo of us here.
Okay.
And then what you would do is get all of that feedback. And then my camera is apparently I didn't remove the thing the way I thought I was supposed to, so I'm frozen. And now I'm back. So then you would get the feedback as you normally would, and then download the images and download any of the testimonials for both of you, and then change it back to Steve Hughes and your headshot. Moving forward. It is not ideal. It is not the best use case, but we're trying to figure out how to create a version of the tool that is good for co-presenters. That's not currently what our system is, because it is built for single presenters.
And this is a rare case that just kind of a, pro bono thing, but I want to get feedback. So
for sure.
Thank you. That's great. Sure. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Happy to help. So this is the way to hack the system if you want to. I'm just changing my thing back now so I don't accidentally forget that I did this, and then me and you get feedback, which is fine because you're a cool guy. All right, there we go. Okay, thanks, Steve. Doris, shalom.
Shalom, shalom. It's a good day for your message, what you had, but the other thing is that we have one kidnapped that was released just about an hour ago. So I am feeling really good right now about this.
Wonderful.
A question
I've been off the news, so I haven't been paying attention to anything. So
one soldier was discovered by herself, and the Israeli army went in and took her and brought her out after 24 days in captivity.
Oh my gosh.
So
oh my gosh.
It's unbelievable. I've been just watching the Israeli news, and it was just like warming my heart to see that one person is alive and out. So that's a good thing.
May we get to a place where peace is everywhere.
Please God. Please God. So
what's up, Doris?
So I have a question. So I got this, so far is my biggest speaking engagement, 500 people, real estate company. I'm really excited. This is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And so you have generously shared with us this page that you have all the links that you send to the event planners, not the contract, but just, all the things that they need. So my question was, do you have it on like a page that is not open to everybody on your website? And what exactly is on this? Because I created a page on my website for event planners before they even hire me, just to know what I do, what I talk about, my bio, my this, my that. But I thought that it would be really good to do something similar to yours. So I needed a little bit more info about how you got that done. And number two, and maybe that's something that is already done, is there a place you have been so generous in sharing all these links to the things that you do and you have? Is there a place that you have for all our Talkadot friends to go in, so then we don't have to think, okay, which email was that? Which one was that? Where did we talk about that? Just a little bit more condensed, like, okay, this is Arel's powerhouse on this page, and this is where I'm going to find my answer.
So I'll answer your second question and then your first question. So we just had a meeting, which is like the most, like you ever have something that's so obvious that it's too, like you're so close to it, you don't see it. So we don't have a knowledge hub within the website, right? Like like when you log in, there's no knowledge hub. And I wish I had a better reason to tell you why we don't have one. It's just like, we've been, just moving and cranking. We're like, we should take everything, put it into a knowledge hub so that you can click on it and do a search and find anything. So the simple answer is not yet, but very, 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 very soon. We're going to build that within the app. So any like past recordings of AMAs or pro trainings or links to tools or whatever the case may be will all be in one knowledge hub, so you don't have to keep track of it. So I think in the beginning we didn't have that much stuff. So we're like, We don't need to create a knowledge hub. That's like killing a fly with a sledgehammer. Now we're like, yeah, it's too confusing to keep track of it all. So yes, we will get that to you. To answer your first question, this is how we currently do it. So it's one link this is not a public link that's like out there on the internet for anyone to find. So it's not linked to our menu. It's a link that we send to our clients, and they can click on here to get our bio, our AV tech writer, our flyers, our promotional images and stuff. So
this is a link. So this is a link on your website that is not for public. Yeah, I get
correct.
it.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
And within that link, what else do you have in there? I saw your pictures. I saw your. So tell me more. So just I will know what to do.
Yeah. So our W-9 is in there, which is the IRS document, right? So it's already signed and filled out. They can just download it and they're good to go. My bio, because typically people want to introduce me or have. So in my bio document, I'll just pull it up so you can see what we do. In the bio document, when people click on it, the first one is my keynote, my intro, right? So this is how to read it if you were introing me. My camera has disappeared. What is happening with my, golly, I am having all sorts of, we're gonna go to this one. I don't know what happened to my camera. Okay. Then we give them a long bio, right? And then we give them a short bio. And that's all on one document, because sometimes people want a short bio to put in their printed materials. Sometimes they want a longer bio because they want to put it on like a website or something like that. And then they want the keynote bio so that they can introduce me. So instead of having to deal with like email after email, sending it all, it's just in one document, and they can print out page 1, page 2, page 3, copy it, paste it, whatever the case may be. So it just, that's what's in there. So the W-9, the bio, we have an AV tech writer. The AV tech writer is really simple. It just basically says, I need a projector. I need the chairs ideally in a chevron style, which is like a V versus like rows, ideally, if we can. And then an aux cord for me to plug into my phone, and then 2 handheld microphones. I prefer handhelds. I don't like lapels or Countrymen's, which are the over the ear ones. So I just say, this is what I prefer. It's real simple, real easy. I don't have anything crazy like, you know, like some of y'all like do pyrotechnics. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. Like it's real straightforward. So they just want to know this because they print this out and they give it to their AV team, and then their AV team goes, oh, they prefer Countryman mics, we'll get those. Or she prefers lapel mics, or she prefers handheld mics. Pro tip, the reason why I go with handheld mics is because the quality of those microphones are better than lapel microphones. The benefit of lapel is you get both hand freedom. The benefit of handheld is you get that higher quality like sound. So I give that to them. It's 1 page long, and it just literally just bullet points. Like I can share it with you. It's not, let me pull it up. It's not anything fancy. It looks like this. So here's my requirements. Here's my preference. I don't prefer this. I just need a projector, a big screen, a stereo. I should probably update this language because it's probably outdated language, but basically aux cord, 2 wireless handheld microphones, a slide advance clicker. And then on the day of the event, I'll say, you know, I just want to get there an hour earlier to make sure that my laptop interfaces with the projector, my sound is good. So this is just what they can expect of me. Like it's super simple, super straightforward, but they like that because then the AV team knows what to expect. They're not nervous and uncomfortable of what's there. Then I have a link to a bunch of photos that they can use for promotional images. And then I have a pre-made flyer and social media images that they can or can't use. Like it's up to them. It's just like a service that we provide. It's the same templated one, and they can just add their information onto it. That's it. Like
you know, talking about the AV plugin and all this, I just spoke a couple of weeks ago to another investment company, and I brought my Mac, and I had SUB drive to just in case. And then I had my adapter that I always use, I've used it forever, that they can fit into their projector. Well, they couldn't fit in their projector. I had my own clicker. And so it seems like I was missing something within, my kit of stuff. So I was wondering if there is a list of, if you have a Mac, you better have those plugins or these connectors, because otherwise.
Yeah, so they always change and update. So right now, I think it's called a dongle. I don't know what the official term is. I don't know if anyone can tell me what the official, but basically, if I have a US, I don't even know what it's called, right? But it's like the little small, like on Android, it's called USB, and then the bigger ones are USB. So you just need to make sure you have the adapter that connects. Okay, it's called a dongle. Yeah. So if you go like USB dongle, it'll give you. And I'm trying to see if I could. I'm gonna try to share this with you. See if you.
Yeah, that's what I thought I had.
Yeah, it looks like this.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I got the one that gives me the small version of VGA, and then a USB, right? So this plugs into my computer, and then this pretty much guarantees that whatever they have, I'm going to be able to plug into their computer. Because if I've got just this, they may have older equipment that's not updated. And they go, oh, well, we need USB. And you're like, I don't have USB anymore because my computer isn't older. And they're like, well, our connection points, and now you're screwed, right?
That's what happened to me.
Yeah.
And the only thing that doesn't have is a HDMI.
Yeah, this doesn't have an HDMI, but I think my computer,
Right.
my computer has an HDMI.
Oh, does it? Okay. I only mentioned just so people know there's another option.
Yeah, and that's a really, really good point. So there's VGA, which is this. There's HDMI. There's USB, and then there's whatever the heck. What is this called? The small. Does anyone know what it's called?
USB-C.
Yeah.
Is it USB-C?
Yeah.
Yeah, USB-C. Yeah, that's right. So, and then the HDMI. And again, everyone has different computers and setups. So basically, if you have those four, you're golden. You'll be able to play with anything.
So that thing that you're holding right now is just called USB dangler?
Let me Google it. Let me
because
see.
I have one, but it only has one adapter on the side, not the one for my Mac, and then one on the other side. So you have three options, which is that's the way I think
what you're talking about. Can you show Ariel what you're talking about? This is what I'm just describing it. Just show him what you're talking about.
Yeah, can you see my screen here?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's called, I mean, this is just an example. I don't know about this brand. I can't tell you if this brand is good, because I got the, this is the Apple official version of this one, which is called a multi-port adapter. And if you can see, it's got the USB right here, but then it's got USB, HDMI, or VGA. Well, this is HDMI, and this is USB. Since my computer has HDMI built into the actual computer, I didn't opt to get the multi-port adapter with the HDMI. I got the one with the VGA. So the HDMI is actually in my computer. And for anyone who doesn't understand the terms that I'm using, these terms are how you connect your computer to a projector. So I bring my computer to an event. I want to connect my computer to the organization's projector so I can put my PowerPoint, Canva, whatever slides I'm using onto their big screen. I need this stuff. In a perfect world, their AV teams would have this, but we don't live in a perfect world. So I've bought this. I have two of these. So
I'll do that, because I ended up using my USB stick into their computer, and then therefore I couldn't use their clicker because it was far away from where I was, and then so I had to motion with my head when the next slide should go on, and it was I did it, but I don't want to do it again.
Yeah, I have found that the Logitech clicker, that's another thing that I've done is I ask people to give me a clicker, but I also always have my own. Theirs is a backup to mine. I recommend the Logitech. You can use whatever you want, but I found that Logitech is reliable. I carry it with me. So, if they want to use their own, it's fine. I'm happy to use whatever, but that's always there because I know how to use it. I know it works on my computer, and it has I think 100-foot range. There's a
They-
50-foot range
yeah.
and 100-foot. I always go for the 100-foot.
Yeah, 100 foot. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Hey,
So
Arel, I just
I
want
hope
to
that
add
helps.
two quick
Yeah.
things. One is consider getting a label maker and labeling any devices that you use, because at the end of your event, it's always, hey, I think that's my adapter, not yours, and you don't want to deal with that issue or whatever, and them keeping your stuff.
That's actually really smart.
And then
Point.
also, I use a ring clicker,
Ooh.
and it fits on my finger, which gives me freedom to be able to grab the microphone if I need to.
You know what? I wish I actually bought one. Let me
I
see.
love that.
Let me see the one. I got one of those in my bag. I got
Michael,
this
can you
one.
put a link to that if you have a link?
Mine is different than yours. See that? You could.
How deep does it go? It only on the top part
How
of
does
your
yours look, man? Let me see yours again. Oh, yours is a different model. It's fancy.
What brand is that?
It's I'll put the link in the chat, but it's it starts with an A.
Mm.
If you guys
Amateur?
want anything tech related, you got to ask Michael Pope Jr. Don't ask me.
Well, thank you. That was so informative. Thank you.
You know what I would love? If anybody wants to create something that I would 100% buy from you, you ever seen those Aura rings that they kind of look like this? So basically it's a ring that's silver like this. If they can make it like this, look like this, and I could put it on and like go like this to like advance it, I would buy that right now. I'd give you whatever money you want, because I could just put a ring on and just advance the slides, and people be like, how are you doing that? It'd be amazing. Yeah. Okay. Traka, I think Traka wanted to. Is it Tracer? I'm saying it wrong. TRACA.
Yeah, thank you. No, that's okay. It's Tresa. Just a thought, if you could go back to your bio real quick.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just remove Tracer. I apologize for butchering your name the way everyone probably messes it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we are.
It happened in my whole life. Can you do the full screen different? Yeah, there you go. And go up to the top.
This is the top.
Okay, cool. I recommend like a table of contents up at the top, and then just have links to the place within the body. And then also I've seen it where the keynote, like right after that keynote intro, even just like note how many seconds it typically takes to read. I think that's really helpful because I'm working with a ops woman who's kind of organizing my stuff, and she's like, okay, we need a 30-second bio, a 1 minute, like that kind of thing. So thinking about timing, so that if somebody's like not as well seasoned when they're doing this, because sometimes the intros are like wah, 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 and they go on forever, and they don't mean to go on forever. So she's like, hey, listen, we need different options for that.
I like that. That's super helpful. Thank you. I've actually, it makes all the sense in the world. I've never heard that before. And this is why I like being a part of this community, because I learned as much.
I like giving back to you because you've given so much to us. So thank you.
Keep giving the gems. Okay. Keep giving the gems. Thank you. Christina. If anyone else has any hot fire, don't keep it to yourself. Share.
Hi. I would categorize myself as a prospect or a new potential customer. And I had a use case scenario that I wanted to run by you, which I'm pretty sure is a workaround like the one you shared with somebody who was here earlier. So I run regular Zoom sessions every 2 weeks, and I wanted to use the technology to evaluate those sessions. The name of those sessions would not be my name as a speaker, but the program name. So what I did today when I was testing it is I created one for myself, and then I created one for the program. But I think you said like you can just go back in and rename your first name and last name to the program name for that date, as long as, and then go back in after I get the results and rename it as myself. Is that the best way to do it versus having two accounts?
Yeah, so it all depends on frequency. So if this is a high frequency thing, it'll probably get, and like, hey, I do a keynote over here and then the virtual every 2 weeks over here, and they're pretty consistent. I would recommend that as a 2-account situation, because you're basically getting feedback for a specific use case. That switching back and forth is most ideal for every now and again, because what's going to happen is the moment you switch your name and your first name and last name back, your reports, if you ever regenerate them, will have your current first name and last name. So it will actually lose all of that first name, last name branding, which would make it more annoying if you're consistently doing it. So your use case is more of a 2 account. Now, if you're not capturing leads on that virtual, are you capturing leads?
No, I'm not capturing leads. So
if you're not capturing
different
leads,
code. Yeah.
I would do a free account for the virtual one.
Okay.
And then you're not going to worry about hitting your lead limit. Like you don't have to worry about that because that's not why you're using it. And then you can get unlimited feedback on that one. And then for your personal account, if you do care about leads, that one you may want to consider going to a pro account if it's
okay, perfect. And then how can I see the difference between what is included in a pro account and what is not? I see all the check boxes, I see the list, but it's different when you actually use it versus see the list. Is there a demo that you can get that has the features of the pro account?
No, but that's a great idea. And I'm going to make a note of myself to make a demo of what is the difference between pro and free in video form. I'll kind of just articulate it very, very quickly here. So on your leads section, you get 100 leads. So email addresses, whether it's a email opt-in, referral, or booking lead, you get 100 in a free account for free. The system still collects the leads, but we gray it out and we say, hey, you got 100? Do you want to get all these other ones?
Right.
Upgrade to a pro account to get it. So it's kind of like we're holding you hostage. You know,
got it.
Ethically, I hope. Ethically.
All right.
So you can do 3 offer codes for Talkadot. So when you go to
I've created
slide generation here, you can only do 3 of these for free.
Okay, so just to stop you there. So another question, like if I run this virtual session every 2 weeks, I created a code for that virtual session. And then I guess I can use the same code and the system recognizes by date when it's a different session because I want every session to have its own rating.
That's right. Yeah. So you can use the same code and use it twice a day, 2 times a day, every single week. And the system will automatically chunk it by date, just like you said.
Okay.
So you can use that code and use it in perpetuity with no issue whatsoever.
Okay.
And then you get our standard feedback sequence. So when you are creating your system here, when you go to next advanced settings, these are the emoji questions, which are just for anyone who may be unaware. These questions here, was the session actionable? Was it engaging? So you can change those with a pro account, and you can also add an additional question with a pro account.
Right.
And then in your settings,
but you can't change the wording. It's only a drop down that you can change, right? Like I can't delete one of those and only have 3.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Got it.
And then if you want to add at the end of your session here, let me see if I do this because I didn't add a code in. It's probably not going to work, but let's see. Boop, boop. Yeah, it did work. Okay. So this blue book a meeting link right here. You can connect your Calendly, your schedule once, your you can book me. This meeting link is a pro account only. So to catch those like most hot leads. And then to integrate with Speaker Flow, which is a CRM. So those are the main differences between the free and the pro.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Welcome to the Talkadot Unicorn family, Christina.
Thanks.
Yeah, awesome. Any questions?
Oh, and how do you find out about these calls?
So there should be an email that you're receiving that says if you did not get that email, please let me know. There should be
onboarded today, so maybe it's coming.
Yeah, it may not have hit you. The other thing that you can do, which is another thing we're going to be adding, but you can go here for now. On our Talkadot.com, which is our main homepage, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, it always has our next upcoming sessions. So if you ever want to see what's happening, but one of the things we're going to do is also add that to the inside after you log in, because that just is like common sense. And I don't know why we haven't done that yet. When you log in, it'll be like, hey, here's our upcoming sessions, so you can see it. So
what about if you can subscribe to your calendar? So
you can subscribe to the calendar. We're trying to figure out how to overcome a challenge where Google Calendar limits it to like 250 email addresses. And it's like a challenge that we've been trying to, because in an ideal world, we would just send a calendar invite to all users and they can accept or deny. But once you get over 250, Google Calendar doesn't let you. And we haven't figured out a scalable solution. So Michael Pope, if you've got any ideas, you let me know. You let me know. JR.
Hey, what's going on, fam?
What's up, brother?
First of all, thanks for your USA and your partnership there. Fantastic. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Secondly, I'm on my sixth or seventh now from the leads that are coming in on conversions. So I've been using it for a year, and it's already worked itself multiple times over. So thank you for that. Third is I wanted to know, one, how far are you in the progress of being able to categorize different talks, right? So different formats. So I'm a keynote speaker, but then every once in a while I do a training session, and I don't want to mix the data. It's kind of how far you.
Yeah. Great question. So for those of you who are unaware, John is asking a really, really good question, which is we want to be able to surface data for you that's helpful in your decision-making ability. So for example, which keynotes get rated better than others? If I do a full day training versus a 1 hour, how's my full day rated versus my 1 hour? And then surface those things up. Right now, that's not something I would expect to see in like 2023. That's like a 2024 thing that we hope to do. We're working on some like kind of urgent stuff with like NSA partnerships and other things that we're doing. So that's kind of taking a lot of our mental bandwidth. We will be able to provide that. What I would do right now to try to get ahead of making your life a little bit easier as we then roll it out so it is a feature is I would use different codes for your trainings versus your keynotes for now. It does a couple of things. Number one, just for now, it'll allow you to go, okay, these are the codes I use for my keynotes. These are the codes I use for my trainings. And you can, and what I would recommend doing, by the way, because keeping track of it may or may not, you're way more organized than I am. But what I would do is when I create a code here in the description, I would put, this is a training code for blah, 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 right? Or this is a keynote code for blah, 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 blah. I would put that. This added description is 100% for you. That's not for anyone else. So I would add that there for, I disappeared again. Golly, I am not having a video successful day today. Okay, there we go. I would add that for you for now. So you'll be able to keep track of that now. And then when we are able to actually surface it, we'll be able to, one of the functionalities we're going to be able to do is rank it by code. So the code that you use, whether it's like, fear or courage, and then you can see what those reports are. So that's just a way for you to do it now to get an answer now and kind of get ahead. But eventually what we will be able to do, and again, unfortunately, I wouldn't look forward for that in 2023. Like the rest of Q4 is for other projects for sure. But in 2024, you'll be able to hopefully do that, God willingly.
Let's just stay where I'm at. I'm good. It's working very well. Second thing is I was able to, I want to see if you all are going to do this, is give like a plugin for websites so that your information.
Yeah, that's 100% something we're working on right now. That one, I am hoping that will be live maybe end of this year. Maybe like early Q1, depending upon how some of this partnership stuff that we're doing rolls out, hopefully really, really successfully. But what you'll be able to do is put a plugin into your website, and then it'll automatically update all of your Talkadot scores. Kind of like, how some people plug in like their Twitter or Instagram, and then you can see, your Twitter or Instagram feed, just feed in. It'll be the same kind of functionality. And that's something we're really, really excited about, especially like prolific. For those of you who don't know, John Register, he's a prolific speaker, you know, so this dude's getting lots and lots and lots of feedback. So to be able to have that updating without you having to do so would be really, really cool. And that is 100% something you'll be able to get pretty soon.
We do. I did figure out a way to do it on our site.
Oh wait, say that. Your audio went out a little bit. Can you say that again?
Yes, I was able to about 3 months ago. One person who were able to get them up on the site, and so I shared that with your team. So maybe that's some of the stuff that you're doing. What we're finding though, inside of there are 2 scroll bars though. You know, there's one. It's the outside scroll, and the inside scroll where I can see all the events that I did. I would like to be able to can choose data points that they see. For example,
okay,
I have one client that I'm doing a lot of events with, but I don't want everybody to see that they might think I'm just a trainer for that group instead of seeing all the ones I want to show. So that would be great if I could just pick and choose, just kind of like you select some of the other things I'm talking about. I can pick this one, and this one to show as an example for that, maybe 5.
Yes. So that's something that I would love to see us do as well in terms of functionality, where either we'll have a rolling feature that every time a new thing comes in, it updates it, or a like a highlighted, like here are like 5 highlighted ones that I've like starred, and those show up, and then people can click on those and move over. So like that's for sure. Hopefully going to be, as long as the engineer, the only reason why I say the word hopefully is because what I've discovered in this entire engineering process is there's a vision of what you want to do, and then there's how complex it is to actually do it. And sometimes things that seem trivial upfront, when you get into the actual engineering, becomes non-trivial. But we will definitely keep that in mind. I think that's a really great function.
The data that I have right now is driving event planners to use Talkadot.
What do you mean?
What I'm meaning is that those that have resisted in the past, because I'm getting higher numbers than they get afterward, like they'll get like 5 or 6% of their audience will go out. I'm getting 65-70%. And I have better data than you on this. So I'm not going to pay attention to your 1 or 2 that just said I was horrible. I'm going to show you, out of 300 people, 250 really resonated with it, and it was during the presentation. So, now that I'm over 6,600 people doing it, having filled it out, data is speaking volumes to the planners.
Yeah, and that's in an ideal vision of the world, Talkadot will be the speaking and development feedback tool on both sides of the fence. So keep doing your thing and making that happen, dude, because that's a great vision for us in the future, because we do think if we can get more data, we can make better decisions, so like all the other forms.
Arel, there's no doubt that Talkadot has made such a huge difference in so many of our speakers' experience. I mean, in this year, since I started with Talkadot, all I need is the referral, because the referral from another person brings in another one and another one and another one. And that's how really I grew my business. That's how I got yet to go on the biggest stage yet for me. So it's amazing.
That's exactly right. So systemizing that, making that process easier is what we super care about. So we are all in on creating this custom. If you ever seen John Register wear one of his custom suits, we want Talkadot to be like one of your software custom suits. That's what we're trying to get to.
Do you have any training for the tech side of it, for those of us who don't speak tech?
And when you say the training of the tech side, what are you referring to?
Yeah, plugins. I mean, what is that? I mean, some of us don't speak this tech, Arel?
Yeah. No, that's great. And I'm always happy to define things, because I know what happens is we use a lot of jargon, like a lot of industry jargon, and we're like, what does that mean or whatever? So a plugin, let me try to see if I could find a
but Arel,
I don't want the training. I don't want the training for the plugin. I'm just giving an example. I mean, it's everything. As you know me, I'm a physician. We don't speak Heck, we just don't do.
Yeah.
It's like me telling you all the things about the anesthesiologist and the medicine and the doses and the names. You're not going to know.
No,
But I'll tell you, I'm
no,
going
I
to put
love
your
it
child to
because
sleep, and that's it. So I'm just saying, is there a way we can maybe? I don't mind having like a special training. Everything is gone over my head today because I don't know what all these plugins are. That's just one of many.
No,
Sorry.
I understand. Like using things like dongle and VGA and HDMI and
Exactly.
all that
Thank
stuff
you.
it's just blue. It's like you going, I can't even fake medical speak. The
I want to tell you, Dr.
cardiovascular.
Lulu, you're not the only one. I mean, I remember my first time, I was like, oh my God. And I remember I went to an NSA meeting and they had some people there brought their bags with all their cables and stuff inside. And I was like, what the heck is all of this? I thought I'm just going to show up and talk, but here's what I suggest maybe to think is to create literally a table with the things that you must have in your bag. Like those things that are important. I have a couple of them, but I sure picked up a couple more today that I'm going to order on Amazon.
I'm going to pose a question. What's in your bag when you speak? Like that actually been really like what are your click advancers and all that kind of stuff. Like I actually think that'd be very interesting. And I think it's also super helpful, Dr. Lulu. And I appreciate you because it's very, very easy to just use terminology and forget what it's like to be at the beginning phases of it. So I really, really do admire that you ask these questions because I promise you, you're not the only one. And then what happens is when someone uses a phrase like VGA or HDMI, no one wants to be the one that says they don't know. And then when someone says, yes, I know, or I don't know, everyone else is so grateful that someone, rose their hand. So I'm such a big advocate of that.
I'm going to just come off video because I know I look a hot mess, but just to say thank you for affirming that I was a commander in the U.S. Air Force. I ask questions for a living as a physician. I don't mind saying I don't know something.
Very, very valuable
don't make
skill.
it right. I don't know how to not know, to know what I don't know. I don't mind asking. I'm also a mom of 3. I will ask questions, but thank you for affirming, just the fact that some of us, we struggle with the verb. I don't know any of the letters you put together. And when I joined the Air Force, I had to learn all those letters. And now I'm learning all these letters. It's just
I know every industry has its alphabet soup and all that stuff. So I think honestly, I'm making a note of this for myself too. Like, hey, you're just getting started. Here are some terms. And here's what's fascinating too. Like, I think what I'll do is I'm going to post it actually probably in the Facebook group at first, because when you get so accustomed to it, you don't even think about, like if someone said, oh, what jargon do you use for your industry? I wouldn't even think to say HDMI is part of the jargon. But when I use it and it comes up, then like it's really, really cool. So like kind of creating a running list of like, here's what all these terms mean, here's why you need it, that are not like directly connected to speaking. They're like auxiliary services. Like a clicker is an auxiliary. Like some people need it, some people don't. So the same things like plugins and anyway, I really value that. And I think it's helpful because no matter where we are in the journey, these things all were learned at some point. No one is born knowing what an HDMI is, right? At some point I had to figure out what it was. But helping others also along that is super valuable to me. So I like that. I made a note about that, and I'm gonna make a post about that as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is good.
And by the way, you look great, Dr. Lulu.
Yeah, I love when people look amazing and they're like, I don't look good today. And it's like, all right, take it easy.
Listen, I already like you, Arel. You don't have to. And then Doris, please. Sharon.
Look at me, my hair is up, no makeup. Did not sleep for 24 days since they went into war.
That picture, the one in green, you can look at that one. But don't be trying to look at me. I'm looking like 2 hot messes and a half. But thank you, I appreciate it.
Listen, you both got what I like to call God's makeup, so you ain't got to worry about that. Okay. You ain't got to worry about that.
Arel, you're a good speaker. You're also a master toaster. Okay, we.
By the way, Arel, I got to tell you, I was talking to my son who's a junior in college, and he was, and we were talking about he's going to a party and whatever, blah, blah. And we're talking about being likable. So I said, I got my friend, Arel, he had TED Talks about the factor of likability factor. So I texted him, the link to your TED Talk. And so he responds back to me, and this has just happened over the weekend. And he's like, Mom, our Arel guy is great. And I said, go and talk to people and invite him to come to your cottage.
Yeah, there you go. Holler at me. Holler at me. Well, thank you for sharing the TED Talk with your son. That's actually really beautiful.
I was
appreciate
looking,
that.
as a matter of fact, I was looking for your dancing with your wife, the 3 million viewers that I read, but I couldn't find it. You got to put that.
I can find that quick. Hold on.
I mean, I saw you dancing, but not at your wedding. So I was like, okay, I gotta find Arel's dancing.
Yeah, man, you just took me back memory lane. If anybody
Arel,
wants to see my wedding dance video,
I
it's
do
in the
have a
chat.
question. I have a quick question. Could we maybe in the Facebook group, since we're talking about TED Talks, anyone who has a TED Talk, can you please share your TED Talks in the Facebook group so we can go love on each other and give comments and boosts? That would be good. I have a few TED Talks out there. I would like more views.
I would encourage you to start that thread. Like go into the. I empower all of you to like post things as long as it's on topic, like which it is. See you, John. Like please post like, hey, I have a TED Talk, and and then
Okay, I'm on my 4th TED Talk, so I'm excited to share when it comes out. But I'm happy to start the link. It's on the Facebook, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So just jump in and say, hey, here's my TED Talk. If you have one, please post one too, and then we can all like watch and then maybe do a little positive comment. I think it's great.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna let y'all go because we're 10 minutes over. Have a wonderful day. Continue to be rock stars, and remember, we got an amazing community here, Unicorn Speakers. Okay, and if you ever doubt how awesome this place is, just remember we got Michael Pope Jr. Okay, we got Michael Pope Jr. That's a big deal. Okay, it's a big deal. All right, see y'all later.